Hello, everybody. Welcome along to today's Star Trek Adventures with USS Cuchulain. I hope I'm broadcasting. I generally have to go and check it on something else so I can see what I'm doing. My name is John. You can see that down here. And I'm commander of special operations on board the Cuchulain, and one of my jobs in special operations is doing silly things like this, running games for everybody else. So we are in episode 3. A couple of weeks ago, we did a pilot run. We did a one-shot, as it were, that took a couple of goes to do, and it was quite successful. Everybody had a good time, especially for episode 2, where quite a number of people joined in the comments, which was quite fun. Getting the comments on what the crew were actively doing and how the rest of the crew saw it. Good evening, Andrew. Andrew Brannigan's joining us already. Thanks for chiming in there, Andrew. So last week we had announced that we were going to do it last week. However, due to the unfortunate and untimely death of a good dear friend, Russel Camp, in Texas in the United States, we decided to give a period of mourning for Russell, and so with that in mind, we didn't broadcast at the game last week. So our thoughts are with the whole family over there in Texas, and we do miss him. Russell was a great part of Q Forward. We've had him on some of the live streams that we have done on the Cuchulain. He was great at interacting, and he was a big part of Starfleet International, and will be greatly missed. And it's a tragedy for not only his own ship, but a big one for us. We'd feel he was more part of the Cuchulain than anything else. So we will miss him. So that was why we were delayed a week. And then we had to make sure everybody had the opportunity to be able to play this week. So I'd also say at this point, thanks very much to Beta Shift. We had a great game earlier on this week. Beta Shift are the other team that we will see in the future. And Beta Shift did a monstrous 7-hour session last week to complete their one shot. So well done to Beta Shift. It was certainly an interesting game, and thoroughly enjoyed that with Beta Shift. So today we won't be going. We definitely will be not doing 7 hours, but our team today will be doing at least a couple of hours, as long as everyone turns up on time. Hi to Patrick Conran. There's a Facebook user there. Jerry, how you doing? Jillian, how are you? And Patrick Conran says, try not to blow up the ship this week, guys. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our crew who will be playing. This is the Alpha Shift, commanded by Captain Frank. And we've also got our junior officers from Science Department. We've got Lieutenant Antoinette and Lieutenant Morgan. And our stand-in security chief, Robbie O'Brien, is late for shift. So so
I think he's stuck in that turbo lift again.
He's still stuck in the turbo lift. So that's who we'll be playing on today's game. And today marks the attempt at the start of a campaign that I have written. The campaign, here's what I usually do, forget to take things off shelves. Right. So, what I have written has a tie-in to this book, the autobiography of Captain Janeway. And here on page 74, I think it's 74 anyway, right here, let me see, right here, if you can see that on the little tiny screen, we get a mention, which was fantastic. So Una McCormack, the author of edited by Una McCormack. So Una was fantastic. I spoke to Una at Destination a couple of years ago, and just in the back of her mind, she remembered an Irish name of a ship because I'd mentioned it to her. And I actually emailed Una a couple of weeks ago to let her know that we were doing this, and she was very, very great and wished us all the best of luck. So based on the mission mentioned in this book, I have written that mission for our game. So our crew on Alpha Shift, and when we come to it, Beta Shift, will be participating in the mission that was written only and mentioned by Una, but I have expanded on that. So we shall see how that plays out and how everybody enjoys it. But if you want to pick up this book, you can find it online, obviously, the autobiography of Catherine Janeway, and it is the first official beta canon mention of the USS Cuchulain. So we're all really, really excited about that. It was a fantastic mention from Una, so thanks. Oh, I see him getting dressed. And finally reporting for duty today is Lieutenant Colonel O'Brien.
Evening all.
How are
Good
we?
evening.
I am very good. How are we all getting on?
Good.
Sorry, the holodeck safety protocols went offline and the door controls wouldn't respond.
No, did you? How did you use the door? If the door wasn't working, how did you get out?
I phasered the hell out of it. That's how I did.
You remembered your uniform though, Robbie.
Well, I mean, I had a palm beacon and a tricorder and a phaser.
So,
yes, I was dressed. Unlike some.
You were dressed.
It's a better start than we had the first time around. We were still trying to get you dressed, along with the rest of us.
It was Morgan and Antoinette. They had a great time running around the ship naked. You know. So hello to Anne. Anne Grace is joining us. Anne Grace is also a member of Beta Shift. Thanks very much for joining us. So for those who are watching that might be new, does anybody want to just give us a recap on what happened in episodes 1 and 2? Start with you, Robbie. What do you remember of the pilot, as it were?
Well, I seem to remember waking up to the ship rocking, lights going out, alarms blaring across all decks, finding no life signs with a cursory scan, although that tricorder did not like me, so, I don't know if that was just me or the tricorder. It turned out, having scanned the ship and having actually used the internal sensors, we were under attack. There were only 4 life signs on board, and having made our way through darkened hallways and Jeffrey's tubes and fighting Fleet Captain Frank Kiernan's foot to open a emergency hatch on the bridge, I managed to make my way up to the bridge, and Lieutenant J.G. Kelso and Lieutenant J.G. Dean finally following up and finding us. We found ourselves under attack by a Klingon bird of prey, getting pounded.
Right.
And we got absolutely owned by this formation.
Before we go to the final, Frank, what was your enduring memory of the first couple of sessions?
You mean aside from getting stuck in a wall? And holding on to a fire extinguisher and looking at the fire for 3 or 4 turns of the go, like before I got to put the fire in.
Don't forget that.
My enduring memory of the game was the tragedy of seeing the Cuchulain destroyed with the core breach, I think it was. But but yeah, good fun, and we'll see what happens now next time round.
All right.
Now that we're all dressed and ready to go,
Antoinette, how did you feel about the last game?
Well, other than blowing up the ship, I suppose it was fun. I like the fact that I forgot to put my uniform on, which is always, it's not usually the best idea to get up, put your uniform on, try and get out the door.
Yeah,
hopefully today we can
run for work. And Morgan, what's your enduring memory of the adventure that you were on?
Apart from actually getting to contact John on his ops thing and discovering what actually happened to the rest of the crew, it was trying to climb up that Jeffrey's tube with very little fitness and getting stuck. Doors were not Frank's friend, and stairs were not the ladder was not your friend. What century are we in? We have turbo lifts.
Turbo lifts were offline. It was dangerous to use a turbo lift in an emergency.
I mean, it's one of the cardinal rules of role-playing games. Doors, stairs, any mundane object that we take for granted just destroys everybody.
This is a message from the CO, Alan O'Shea. He's watching proceedings for this particular evaluation. Please do not blow up our tough little ship.
I think that should not be evaluation. It probably should be evacuation, just in case.
Yeah. For this particular game, I recommend that all crew just, stand very close to the nearest escape pod.
Any of those that are left.
Just in case, any of the crew that haven't transferred off, after seeing the happenings of the last one. So the next, what we'll do here is we'll see how far we get, and when we get to a particular point in our story, we will actually be transferring over to Beta Shift as an ensemble, and we'll have a slightly different bit of storytelling going on there. So and we'll get Beta Shift reaction on how they did last week. Because they took a very similar evaluation and had a little bit of a different run-in with the same Klingon.
You mean those cheeky little shits on Beta Shift didn't blow up the ship?
So Beta Shift, you can fire the pack cannon. Yes, the pack cannon was very important. The pack Conran cannon was very important in last week's private session. So
if you didn't board that ship and cleave him in twain with a bat'leth, I would be very disappointed.
So since Beta Shift are actually watching out there and commenting, I'll let Beta Shift put in their experience and their story into the comments, and everybody else can kind of see you and catch up with Beta Shift. So Beta Shift, put in the comments below what happened on your particular game and how it fared compared to Alpha Shift going in last week, 2 weeks ago. All right,
GM laughing so much
because
it was a bit of fun. They got a space whale. They had to protect a space whale. So they weren't just protecting the ship. They had to. Oh, Robbie's stalled. Oh, he's back. There he is. Right. So because there are 4 of you, technically wise, I start the game with 4 threat.
2 threat per character, John. 2 threat per player. Sorry.
2 threat per player. I was being nice, but you're okay. I'll take the 8 threat.
Well, I mean, it's not going to make a difference. It's not like you used the threat to throw complications at us the last time.
Yeah, exactly. So you all have your point of determination as well. So just keep them. Just remind yourselves every now and again that you do have actually got your determination, and you can spend that. You get 1 point of determination per kind of not per scene, but it is not per round either. It's what's the word? There's a word that they use to describe it that's very awkward, but you do get determination, which so determination. You can do different things. You can get an automatically get 2 successes as per 1 dice, which basically means that you can automatically get 2 successes. However, once you spend that point of determination, you can only buy. You still have your 2 dice. You've spent your point of determination as 3 dice, and then you have 2 dice left that you can purchase, but you get 2 automatic successes. That's for something that is possibly extremely difficult. So that's just one of the little rules that we have to play. And for anybody who's been watching or hasn't been watching or is new today, this is what we're playing: Star Trek Adventures, the role-playing game. And this is the core rule book that both myself and Robbie have. And myself, I've written the game, and Robbie is the rules policeman. So Robbie knows the rules a little bit better than me, but we're all getting to know them much better now. Okay, so so first off, welcome back on board the Cuchulain. So guys, you're all at your stations, and you're called up to the bridge, and well, oh, sorry, no, we start.
We finished in the conference room.
We finished in the conference room, didn't we? All right, so let me pull you guys over to the conference room then. So let's move along to the conference room. There we go. And I will choose the tokens. And what? Oh, that might be. Yeah, we get rid of that. Just gonna delete Frank out of there. Okay. And so I will add Robbie's stream here. So this is Robbie. Just reduce those patterns there back down, so they're not there. Okay, so what I've done, what I tested with Beta Shift was we have some new tokens. So I shall pull the tokens in for everybody, and one of the things that we do is I give the guys control of these tokens once I've added them all in. And the system we're using again is Roll20, which is something that was not around a few years ago. I do remember myself living in Canada many years ago and wanting to play with the guys that I grew up playing with, and we actually used to have to set up like one camera looking at a dice and the other camera looking at a map and the other camera looking at the person, and there was a little bit of mistrust about what dice rolls were what. However, now that we have a Roll20, it's all done online and in front of us all. So, Morgan, you now have control of your token. And Robbie, you have control of your token. Antoinette, you have control of your token. And Genk, you have control of your token. Okay, so now you guys can move your tokens around. And I shall finish the GM. So what we tend to say, Frank is the XO, but simply because I am the games master and I've written the game, I kind of act as my character on board the Cuchulain acts as the kind of relay, as it were, of orders from Commandant O'Shea. So Frank sits at the top of the table. I will sit to his side, and the guys will mosey around. So Morgan.
Bonus points for using the word mosey.
So Morgan obviously thinks Frank needs a shower because he's sitting far away from him, and Antoinette's like, I don't want to know those two guys in red at the bottom of the screen. Right. So now as the hold it up here. Here we go. Yes. So I will reread the mission statement as per my log that I wrote. And this was kind of used as the kind of pre-story that was up on Facebook. All right. So it goes. Ship's log, Stardate 43699.4. Commander Johnny, Special Ops reporting. We are about to arrive in orbit of Feelina 2. Our mission is to help Bajoran refugees with soil reclamation. The planet is almost completely barren. They have created a small settlement around the landing zone where their transport came down. The immediate area has the smallest amount of arable land. It is our job to come up with a way to help them increase their crop yields before the coming winter in that location on the planet. We need to multiply their crop yield by at least a factor of 4. To aid us in this mission, we have a new crew member on board, Lieutenant Flora Kristopher. She has come over from the USS Al Batani, leaving her position as Chief Science Officer. Lieutenant Kristopher is an agricultural reclamation and terraforming specialist. The reports we received from Starfleet state that when the transport came down, and transport is being quite kind in description, it's more like a space bus. It came down hard. She'll never fly again. The Bajorans, however, have made the best of their situation and jury-rigged the warp core of the transport for power and heat. They currently have one barely functioning replicator. The captain has been ordered to offer relocation services if they wish. However, we would have to request another ship from Starfleet. We barely have enough room for our own crew. It's from this particular problem, one of our devices we have developed in special operations could help the Bajorans. The interphasic generator we built allows us to phase areas of our ship sideways to an adjacent pocket universe. We have managed to keep the 4 interphased areas stable. We mostly use the generator to create sleeping space for the crew and also to increase the amount of science labs that we have on board. It could be a good option for the Bajorans if they don't wish to leave. The planet has a heavily ionized atmosphere. One of the reasons the Cardassian long-range scans in the area haven't been able to detect them, indications are the Bajorans like the idea of this safety barrier, a gift from the prophets, they say. This also causes havoc with sensors and transporters. So the Puka are on standby to take the Wave Rider down to the surface. Communications is only possible via a small relay beacon the Bajorans launched before hitting the atmosphere. They only activate it periodically to avoid being detected. It's lucky their distress call was picked up by one of our patrols near Cardassian space. There's a lull in the Cardassian war currently, but we can never be too careful. I will pilot the Wave Rider, our largest support vessel, through the atmosphere with the away team and the duplicate interphasic generator. Once I drop them off, I'll be taking the Wave Rider on a survey mission of the planet's surface to see if I can find a better location for the Bajorans to stay. All right, guys. So that is that's the mission profile, and that's what we're up to. Options and comments. No, anybody? Frank, you're in charge. Have you any comments on the situation?
What's the tactical situation like in the area? Are we facing anything?
The tactical situation in the area is quite calm for the moment. There's no major issues. There hasn't been any skirmishes in the last while. Although Feelina 2 is quite close to Cardassian space. But Bajor currently still is under the occupation of the Cardassian Union. So these Bajorans are obviously refugees who have managed to escape. How they got hold of a starship to get even a couple of solar systems away is a good question. And I'm sure the Cardassians will be looking for them. But it depends on how importantly the Cardassians think that a busload of Bajoran, seemingly farmers, have how important they are to the Cardassians to see if they put the resources towards them. So, so in the area, that's it.
To put this in context, in an out of character perspective for anyone who might be new to the audience, this particular series is taking place during the TNG era. The Enterprise D is still flying around. Deep Space Nine has not been taken yet. The occupation is still ongoing, and Voyager is still in dry dock, basically being built.
Exactly.
So, just as an FYI.
What we've established with the Cuchulain being a Nova class starship is the storyline I've come up with is that the USS Nova is the testbed Nova class starship, and she tends to stay within the Sol system, going between Utopia Planitia yards and getting system upgrades that are tested in the solar system. Once they're tested in the solar system, in the Sol system, our ship is then upgraded for use outside, and we are sent on missions as the new wave of scientific vessels that are slowly replacing the Oberth class starships. While we're not as weak as, say, an Oberth class starship, we still do have a little bit of teeth. We're not exactly a giant ship. We're a class 3 ship, and we tend to get sent on scientific missions. So I've set this particular run of games in around about the season 3 era of the TNG. All right.
I'll jump in character now.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Just if we found the distress signal, is there any chance the Cardassians could have picked it up?
There's every chance the Cardassians could have picked it up. Yeah.
So what's our
We know when the
standing
next cycle for making contact is.
It's we've prearranged that once we drop out of warp, pretty soon we'll have to find the device first. Obviously, the ionized atmosphere is going to play havoc with the sensors, and the transmitter sits just in orbit, just above that atmosphere. So we won't be able to, until we find it. We won't be able to connect to it to try and transfer or funnel down our comm signal down to the planet. Any other questions?
Is there any chance that this might in fact be some kind of plot by the Cardis to kick things off? I mean, tensions have been brewing along the border for the last few months, so...
Well, there's every possibility. I mean, the Cardassians tend not to be like Tal Shiar, to get other people. They're more about go in, conquer, and keep. They're not as secretive as, say, maybe the Tal Shiar might be, but not as overtly aggressive as the Klingons would be. But we have to watch our backs, obviously. But I don't think that this would be. There's no indications from Starfleet that this would be a ploy from the Cardassians to start aggressive maneuvers.
What's the orders on the Cuchulain if Gaylor should appear?
If a Galore class warship appears, we turn tail and run. We cannot stand up against the Galore. We can talk to them, but if things turn hairy, there's no way that we can stand up against their wave disruptors, spiral wave disruptors. No way we could take enough from that. We could take a couple of hits, but we'd have to get out pretty damn quick.
And what's our position if the Cuchulain needs to duck out?
Our position? How do you mean? I mean, if we need to go to war, we run away. We can always run away.
As an away team, I mean.
Oh, if you get stuck, if you get stranded on the planet, bunker down and make the best of it. The Wave Rider will be doing. I will be doing circles of the planet on the Wave Rider. Since we can't do a proper survey from high orbit, I'll be doing surveys from beneath the atmosphere, within the atmosphere, to try and get a better survey going. Because we won't be able to do it from space. So if anything negative does happen, you will have the support of the Wave Rider as long as you can get communication through to me in the craft.
Could we deploy a probe maybe a bit closer to try and get some more readings to see if there's any more information we can get?
Starfleet have tried to. Starfleet have just tried. Starfleet. There's no point in putting a probe out because it's not going to give us any more information than we already know. I mean, our long-range scans have already given us the information that we'll get. We could try and send a probe down through the atmosphere, but unless we take manual control of the probe, it could probably get destroyed in the atmosphere. Since its own flight sensors are going to be scrambled. That's why myself and Robbie will be piloting the Wave Rider through, because we can take manual control and at least use VOR to get through.
Okay, it's obviously vital that we establish communication with the colony first, if we're able.
Yep.
Somehow.
You'll have to do that. All right. So do we know what we're up to?
Yep.
Any more questions?
Yeah, we got to go to the planet and not get blown up.
Well, if we're not on, we probably can't blow it up. So.
So so you won't have to worry about blowing up the Cuchulain because you guys won't be on board.
Yes.
If the Cuchulain blows up,
Beta shift to the bridge, please.
exactly. Beta shift will be on the bridge, while Alpha shift will be Frank will be commanding the away mission down on the surface. So yeah, Frank.
Oh shit, we're gonna blow up the planet.
No.
Are you sure?
As I subtly walk out of the observation lounge and lock all of the explosives lockers, just
Okay, so from here, guys, I would say that the best thing to do is to head down to the
launch bay.
To the Wave Rider shuttle bay, and start loading the ship. So let's see here, and Lieutenant Kristopher will meet you down there. All right.
Lieutenant Dan.
So let me just get this ready for you. Okay, and moving along to.
Now, John,
Yeah.
are we carrying over our stress and all that jazz from?
No, sure. You've had access to the to sick bay and stuff. So you're all healed and you're all happy and you've got your determinations and you've got all your points and your focuses and everything's going fine. So yeah, I'm getting a message from Patrick Conran. Again, can't stress this enough, guys. Don't blow up the ship. As we've just established, Patrick, that'll be your shift's job, not to blow up the ship.
If we blow up the ship, we're doing quite well, Hicks.
So yeah, there's. So there you go. So okay, so you are in. So you're in the Wave Rider shuttle bay. So what we've established on the Cuchulain, you can see on the little mini map there, just in the bottom corner of the screen, where the Wave Rider is located. The Wave Rider bay is located on the same level as the aft shuttle bay. So on our particular ship, there is a long corridor between the aft section of the Wave Rider and the aft section of the shuttle bay. So you can get all the way down from one to the other, and we have a wide shuttle bay because everything's parked down in the shuttle bay. So, Robbie, your characters are all there. You can grab them and move them if you wish. So, some of the things that you will be needing on this particular mission will be the here I made one. Here it is. So, one of the silliest plot points ever in a Star Trek movie. You get to have an Argo. Sorry. So, due to the ionized atmosphere and stuff on the planet's surface, anti-grav systems won't work very well. So, a wheeled vehicle is going to be better for transporting the duplicate interphasic generator. So, I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you control of that, Robbie. All right. And so as you walk in, you're in the bay, and for the moment, I am in the shuttle command area. I'm just programming in the flight details, etc., etc. Robbie's backing the Argo into the shuttle. So what I'm going to do now is, Robbie, do you have small craft?
I do.
Okay. Give me a small craft roll, please.
Coolio.
Just to make sure Robbie doesn't damage the Argo before he parks it inside.
Don't scratch the paint like Trip did, yeah?
Yeah.
What are we saying? Control con? Or
control and we control and con, yeah.
Cool, so that gives me a target of 12.
All right. Somebody can help him if somebody can be backing him in, left a bit. Left and right a bit if somebody wants to help him. Yeah, exactly. And Grace has got the idea.
Yeah, I can help him.
Okay. So Antoinette, you're inside the ship. You're helping him back into the cargo bay area of the shuttlecraft. All right. Give us an L roll there, Robbie.
Success.
You got one success, yeah? 2 successes. Two successes. So you get a momentum. Well done.
Ooh.
These I like your comment in the things there. I'm driving.
Yes.
So yeah, the private chat there, Robbie just popped in. I think when I mentioned the Argo, he just popped up. I'm driving.
Me.
So Robbie, you successfully docked the Argo and the interphasic generator, which is clamped on. So remember where Worf sat in Nemesis. You know, so our Argo is a bit of a pickup truck looking thing. You know, it's got 4 seats in the front, and it's got a cargo area in the back, and you've got your interphasic generator. And this particular interphasic generator would be similar to the shape of a Galaxy class control panel that you saw in the Enterprise D's main engineering, right? So the device would be in the box, and then you have your panels and stuff on top of that. So that makes life a little bit easier. Is there anything else that you need to get from the storage lockers? Anything else you want to ask for before we go down to the planet?
Phasers.
Okay. Yeah. There's a cabinet of 4 Type 3 phaser rifles inside.
And Antoinette, Morgan, are you checked out on the Type 3?
I don't think they are. I think they're Type 1 phaser.
No, Type 1 phasers, yeah.
Cool. I take the 2 little Type 1s and give them to Antoinette and Morgan. Frank, did you get checked out on the Type 3 yet?
Yeah, I think I did. Hang on. I just have a look at this character thing here.
Thanks, Robbie.
Type 2, please.
So Frank's got a hand Type 2 phaser.
Type 2.
Cool. As I take the Type 3 and Type 1 and Type 2 and just like...
Robbie's going Type 1, Type 2, playing it over, Type 3. Okay.
Survival gear.
Do we have anything on board that might help cut through the ionization to establish communications with otherwise the ship or the wave rider?
Well, you could do you could use from the ship. You know, you could suggest that anyone trying to get through the ionization could use the main deflector to channel a tachyon stream through the ionized atmosphere, but you'll need a heavy power to do it. You could attempt it from on board the Wave Rider. So you can see at the top the 6 yellow amber colors. That's the top. That's the deflector dish for the Wave Rider. You could attempt it from the Wave Rider, but the power outage of a Warp 5 ship with a micro warp core might not have the power.
Yeah.
Full set of pattern enhancers, microfusion generator, survival gear.
Okay. Cool.
Rations for 5 days just to be on the safe side, just in case anything actually full-on survival setup.
Patrick Conran says torpedoes, more torpedoes. I mean, you could bring more torpedoes, but you'll probably, lose out on other equipment. With the
can sit on them on the surface.
One of Worf's missile launchers from Insurrection.
Okay, all right, yeah, you can have a micro torpedo, a handheld micro torpedo launcher. You have 2 warheads available for that.
Can we take some tricorders?
If you need any more warheads, you'll have to get them from the
Wave Riders magazine.
Exactly, from the Wave Riders magazine, and you'll also have to modify them to fit onto the launcher. So that'll take a bit of time. So you can either leave them in the magazine on the Wave Rider, because I think she's got 4 or 6. That'll be it. And then you have 2 personnel micro torpedoes. Now these are micro photon torpedoes. They're not quantum torpedoes.
Did I bring my shotgun for close encounters?
Well, a shotgun would be a Type 3 phaser, but you're not rated on the Type 3 for the moment. So you got your Type 2 in your pocket.
Palm
I'm gonna bring-
beacons, tricorders.
All that stuff would be, in standard storage lockers inside the ship. What I'm really more asking is there any special equipment or anything else that you can think of that you might need to use?
I'm going to bring anything from from the science lab I need for doing any type of ecological survey, soil sample stuff for when we get there.
Okay, all right.
What if the colonists or the farmers need medical assistance? But I know we'd have medical tricorders, but
There's a
larger scale.
There's a miniature sick bay akin to the Delta Flyer on board.
Okay.
So there's like one bio bed and medical scanners on board the Waverider.
I'm going to bring the long stand, the glass hammer, the striped paint,
keys,
the left-handed screwdrivers,
and the keys to the underground car park.
Yep.
Okay, Robbie's got all the specials, right?
Okay.
I'm also going to bring the plot MacGuffin. That's neat.
Whatever I've created that you will need to create with some sort of rudimentary lathe.
Yep.
you
elastic bands, paper clips,
rope.
Get back into
So we also
Chris.
need to load the duplicate device as well.
Yeah.
this thingy, whatever this
We start
thingy
the
is.
interfacic generator before we get on. And
yeah, exactly. So
Don't forget the Tato crisps, batch bread, and Clonakilty sausages and bacon.
no, Denny. You need to have Denny or Galti.
As I subtly throw the batch bread out the back and run over it with the Argo, because right, I think we're good. Is there anything mission critical?
Okay, so as you're wandering around, just as you're loading things in, you notice the new crew member walks into the center of the room. Her name is Lieutenant Flora Kristopher. She's mostly human, but she's got a hint of Denoblian about her. She's wearing the standard blue uniform, and she's got a nice demeanor. She's got black hair, bright blue eyes, and she's she's happy and amenable, but she's also serious about her task. Formerly being a chief science officer and running an entire department. So she walks around and she greets you all, and she goes up to you, Frank, and asks, how are things coming along for the loading of the ship, and how is the generator going?
Yeah, loading seems to be going along nice and smoothly. They managed to park the Argo without scratching the paint, so all going good here.
She
She
goes, well, thank you very much, Captain. It's great to be part of this. This is exactly what I came through the academy to do. The soil on Feelina 2 has they trying to get some sort of arability out of it and reclaim it is not going to be easy. We're going to have to we're going to be setting up a minor terraforming station. Because the Bajorans have a warp core down there already, life should be made a little bit easier with the amount of power that we'll have access to. It's just any other device that we might need. But hopefully, with this device that you have, we'll have to make some scans and see if there's still usable arable land in this. What was it, Commander East called it? Sideways pocket universe. Hopefully we'll be able to grow in each one of these side slippages to help the Bajorans. If you don't need me, Captain, I'm just going to make some check on the sensors so that Commander East's survey will reveal the correct data that I need for my studies. So she enters the cockpit and starts pottering away at the science station. Antoinette and Robbie, you're in the back. Morgan, what are you doing? Anything specific, special you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to grab some field engineering kits like hyperspanners and
Okay, so Morgan, you're up there at the storage lockers there, collecting bits and pieces, throwing them in a pile, and putting them on the anti-grav sled to kind of go, right, and I need this, and I need that. I might as well take that, and this. Better not be without that.
Oh, a couple of self-sealing stem bolts. Need them.
Right, okay. So, you hear me, I'm inside the, if you just scroll down there, Robbie. There's a lovely view down there in the corner. So this is my view of you, as Morgan is over there on the right hand side at the lockers. I'm leaning over that console, going, and I push a little button and go, Morgan, just make sure you realize we are going down to a planet, and we will have to make planetfall. Don't overburden the ship with too much weight. I know we're in space right now, but we're not going to space. We're going to a planet surface.
Okay. Just a field engineer kit?
No, you're all good. All right. So everybody, you want to file inside? So let me just grab everybody here. Copy that. And again, for those of you watching, there's a wonderful person out there on DeviantArt called Falk. And Falk, you can find him, has made some fantastic Nova class refit images that I've been swiping. So just to give that particular person a shout out for actually doing all the work that I'm now just stealing from. All right, so everyone take, here we are. And welcome to the cockpit of the Wave Rider. And I think that Falk has done a pretty good job here. So Robbie, you can probably join me down here in the front. Mm-hmm. Lieutenant Kristopher is going to be over here at her science station. And Antoinette, Frank, and Morgan, you can take your other stations. All right. So obviously, myself and Robbie, we're at Con and Ops, and Lieutenant Kristopher is at Science 1. So Frank, what station are you taking?
Engineering then, maybe?
Well, I'd suggest that Morgan take engineering, since he's the engineer.
Generally helpful.
Yeah, possibly so.
Maybe you take tactical, Frank, and Antoinette. I'd suggest that you take communications.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right. And let's see here. All right. So everyone starts going through their pre-launch and boot up sequence. So everyone just make ready. Anything anybody wants to set up, or anything anybody wants to do on the bridge of the Wave Rider here?
Just the usual pre-flight checks from the op station, going through the checklist, and obviously making sure all the backups to the backups all work.
the third redundant Heisenberg compensators.
Yup.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Antoinette, if you would be so kind as to contact the bridge, call up Beta Shift, and I believe Major Grace has the con at the moment. If you would be so kind as to ask for permission for launch.
Wave to Commander Grace. We're ready for launch now. Please, we request permission to launch.
And you hear Anne up on the thing, grumbling at her console. She calls out some commands. Anne, are you in the comments there? Wave Rider to bridge. Major Grace. There's a bit of comments on the bridge at the moment. Apparently our cockpit needs furry dice, according to Mr. Conran. So Anne communicates down. Yeah, moorings are clear. We can. You're all clear for launch. All right, Robbie, remove. Let's clear all moorings, retract my Glocks, and get ready for drop. All right. So, and as my favorite part of the cockpit of the Wave Rider, we have the Wave Riders cleared to depart. Thank you, Major Grace. So with that, there's a nice big aluminium looking arm just between myself and Robbie, which is the last of my Glocks, and I click that out of place, and everyone feels a little drop as gravity shifts from the main ship's gravity to the Wave Rider's gravity plates, and we drop below the saucer section of the Cuchulain. And I did find this particular image today, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Cool. So I don't know who did that particular piece of art, but I found that out on the internet today. Andrew Brannigan says, Andrew Brannigan and Beta Shift, he's on the con. He says, make a little go now. So yes, so Andrew is up on the bridge, and he's the one who will take the ship into in orbit as we drop down into the atmosphere of Feelina 2. Okay, Robbie, you have the con, or you're the pilot going down as we are about to hit the atmosphere. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Robbie, because we're going into a ionized atmosphere, the difficulty will be 2 to begin with to get through the atmosphere. Did I send you the Wave Rider stats today?
No, you did not, my good man.
Okay, I'm going to send you the Wave Rider stats this moment. I'll send it to everybody. Attachment. Wave Rider. Where's my? Find the PDF for the rules of the Wave Rider. I have so many sheets now. I'm going, oh my god, where is it? Bollocks. I hate when I have to go searching for something. I didn't name it properly. I just can't see it. Let's see.
For anyone who's new to the game or hasn't played this yet, whenever you're making a maneuver, your ship, whatever that ship be, either your small craft or your main hero ship for the adventure itself, actually acts as a separate character during the game. So just to give you an idea, when you are, say, for example, if you're at the helm of the Cuchulain and you're flying through space trying to conduct evasive maneuvers against an enemy ship, while you need to make a dice roll, the ship also makes a dice roll. Dependent on it, if you maintain at least one success, the ship's roll also then helps as well. So for this particular, the Wave Rider shall be assisting me.
All right, so you've got you've got the Wave Rider character sheet there.
Yep, as this is not anything super duper like crazy. It's going to be con and what are we doing? We're doing con and control.
So yours would be control and con,
and
the ship would be engines and con.
Cool. So mine is control and con, which is again 12. You said success. You said difficulty 2.
Yeah, difficulty 2.
Spending a momentum for a dice. So we're gonna roll 3 d20s.
Okay, you've won momentum. You've just spent it.
Yep.
Okay.
2 success.
2 successes. Congratulations. All right.
And the Wave Rider needs to roll just to see if we get our momentum back.
Very good. Do it.
Engines and con, we said, yes?
Yeah.
It's a 9. Boop. Yes, we get our momentum back.
Okay, get momentum back. All right, so Antoinette, you're on communications there. As we get closer to the planet, can you begin to make a scan for? Can you scan for the small probe, the communications beacon? We need to find that first before we can know where to go. Otherwise, we'll be starting the entire planet.
Okay. So I'm trying to establish communication with the beacon.
Well, you just want to find it first. You don't know
find
where.
it.
Yeah, we're just trying to find it first.
So what's that? Control or insight, is it? And
that would be
what am I wrong?
control and science.
Control and science.
Control and science. Yeah. Unless you can give me an argument as to you have an inkling of where the thing might be, then you'd use insight. But since you don't,
I don't.
because you're literally playing the goals. Now, somebody can help you. You can have Morgan or Frank or help you, or you can use the ship sensors to help you.
Who's going to be near me? We could probably use the ship sensors. Where's the ship? What do we have?
You've got a science of 1 and sensors of 7, so 8.
I've got a science of 4 here, if that's any help. Like, if you want me to help up.
Okay, well, I'll use the ship for the moment anyway. I'll make my roll and then 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So you find a bearing. You haven't found you haven't found it quite yet, but you have a on the sensors. You get a small blip that indicates that something metallic might be sitting just above the atmosphere. You can't quite see what it is. It could be just a piece of space debris or a piece of the Bajoran shuttle or the Bajoran transport as it went down, because it didn't have the best time as it was landing. So, Robbie, make another roll to see if you can alter course to get to it.
So, does the ship help? Nope.
No successes from the ship.
Dos for moi.
2 successes for you. Congratulations. You managed to keep, between me and you keep the ship stable.
Difficulty on that was?
2. Because we're flying just above the atmosphere, it's a difficulty of 2. So yeah, no momentum spare for you. All right. So let's see. Frank, Morgan, and Antoinette, you're all going. You're each one of you use your panel to scan for the beacon. Okay. So everyone roll their control and science.
One for me.
Antoinette gets nothing. Antoinette's. She's like, I found it. No, I didn't.
No, just a star.
That was a sparkle of electric energy. Morgan and Frank, roll your. There we go. Morgan, 1 success for Morgan. Morgan sees also nothing and was very close to complication. And so was Antoinette, very close to a complication.
Yep. For anyone who's not aware, with the 2D20 game mode that is Star Trek Adventures, 1 is the best number you can roll, and 20 is the worst number you can roll, as opposed to the traditional way with D20 games. If you were to roll a 20, you would develop a complication. So you might even succeed with whatever task you're attempting to accomplish, but there might be a complication. So, for example, if you're in the middle of rerouting an EPS relay to prevent a console from blowing in your friend's face, you might be successful in preventing that console from blowing. However, the relay might explode in your hand, causing a severe burn or something along those lines, or any sorts of fun things like that.
All right. So, Frank, give us an L roll there.
All right.
Okay, Frank got no successes. All right, so you guys, for the moment, the ship, myself and Robbie are attempting to keep the ship stable, just above the atmosphere before we actually dive into it. and the rest of you are all scanning for the device, but you haven't found it yet. So we spend another bit of time travel. Maybe it's on the other side of the planet at this stage. Possibly we're on the wrong side of the planet. So Robbie, make another roll for keeping the ship stable.
Don't know why I'm doing all the work when the pilot is doing nothing.
Oh, there's a one.
Critical success.
So you get a momentum. 2 successes for the one and no successes for the ship.
Yep.
So you got so that one gives him 2 successes, and the 12 gave him another success. So he actually banks some momentum. All right. So, you can pretend that the other role is me. So Frank, Antoinette, and Morgan do a sensor roll, and if you have any bonuses or something like that to help you cut through the ionization or any ideas, let me know.
I'm going to use my computer expertise, which I should have used the first time, to help.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's all I kind of have. So I have an additional. So I have 3 20s. Oh, 1 success.
1 success. You see nothing. Frank,
My next
what do you see on your tactical console?
Nothing. I think I can get another roll though, can't I? Because you get 2.
You do 2 d20 always, Frank. Minimum 2 d20.
Alright, let's do another roll and see what I get.
Now, Antoinette, next time you're doing this,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a success.
That's
reason and science. So what's your target? What are you using
Oh,
there?
She's been using control and science.
Aha.
Yeah,
Sensor sweep.
now we have an inkling where it is.
Sensor sweep would be a reason and science.
Right, okay. Frank, you get to roll 1 more dice. You only rolled 1 die there.
Yeah, I rolled one earlier, and then rolled that one, then I got a success with that one. So I think
This is the next turn. So you're everyone's going again. So 1 more dice there. 2 successes for Frank. Okay, Morgan, just roll more.
Yep. Yeah.
1 success for Morgan. So everybody except Frank can't seem to find this thing, but Frank gets an inkling. He finds something using his command knowledge and some tactical input on his sensor panel. He manages to pick up something that he can see a power signature among a stream of what seems to be ionized wreckage. And manages to give myself and Robbie a bearing. So Frank gets a bearing of 236 Mark IV, and we head down onto that bearing. So Robbie, if you can just roll a 1 success on that particular heading, since you know where you're going now.
Yeah, critical success.
So you get another momentum. Well done. Robbie's just doing these rolls to bank momentum right now.
Pretty much.
I like it.
So, all right, well done, Robbie. So Robbie manages to make it your way over to the beacon. And Antoinette, it is your job now to exactly that noise. Hale, see if you can open a channel through the beacon. So, what would that be, Robbie?
So, if you're talking about communications, hailing frequencies open is basically a free task.
Right, but through ionized atmosphere.
I would say it's going to be a difficulty.
It's the equivalent of a signals being jammed. So it's control and engineering, assisted by the ship's communications and security.
Yeah. I would say a difficulty 1 with a complication range 18 to 20.
So that's yep. Okay, off you go.
Okay, so control and engineering.
Yeah.
I have my my computer expertise. That's another. And if the ship is helping, do I add the ship dice now? Will I roll that now or?
Only if
No.
the ship dice is the same difficulty as you. Otherwise, no. So control
Yes.
communications and
Communications and security for the Wave Rider is 9 and 1 is 10.
10.
So what's your control and engineering, Antoinette?
10, unfortunately.
So just roll 3d20 then, yeah.
Yeah, you can roll 3d20. Then
Yeah.
I am going.
And sorry, you have expertise in what did you say?
I have computer expertise, so I get a bonus d20 when I do anything with a computer.
Wouldn't really be computers based on the fact that it's a communication system. There'd be more computers would be more if you were trying to analyze something or hack into somebody else's systems or
What you were doing with
that.
Anne last week.
No, so 2 d20, so 1 success.
And another d20 for the ship.
I'm going to the ship. Is
No.
no, I'm blind.
Cool. One success.
No, one
Difficulty
success.
1 task, so
Yeah, that's all you needed. So you managed to
more
contact the
importantly,
beacon.
no complications.
No complications. So you contact the beacon and you send the signal down to the planet. You redirect the signal and come into orbit. Robbie, you slowly come into adjacent orbit, like into
Station keeping.
station keeping, but just like we would in Elite Dangerous, when you go up and get to the beacon, the nav beacon. So you come up and you get alongside the beacon. You tunnel through the atmosphere and you send a signal to the Bajorans to activate to open a comm signal, which you successfully have done. And over the comm signal, you hear a female voice and going. She gives out she gives out a kind of a command, a secret message that you would have been given on a pad or something like that. So you send the repeater down, and up through the comm link, she feeds you. She greets you and goes, "This is Linald Ram. To whom am I speaking?"
Oh,
This
sorry.
is Linald Ram.
This is the Wave Rider from the USS Cuchulain. We're here to assist you.
Copy that, Wave Rider. I'm going to send you some coordinates for the easiest way through the ionization. It's going to be a bumpy ride, so I'd put on seatbelts if you've got them.
That's copied. We'll see you shortly.
Copy that, and she closes the communications. So Robbie, on our console, she feeds in a route down to the planet, down to the surface. Let's head on, engage that course, and Robbie, give me. We're going to hit the atmosphere and keep it stable. So you'll need to do a con roll with an initial difficulty of 3.
Roger, dodger. Spending momentum for an extra dice, so we're down to 2. Con and considering.
Yep.
Yeah, con and what are we saying? Control. So 12. Do.
What do we do?
3
3 successes. Look at
Nice.
Robbie. Look at you.
We're gonna throw in the old ship roll there.
Roll for the ship. No success.
That's
No,
the
ship is
momentum back.
no help whatsoever.
No. But
Getting the
difficulty 3 successes.
Very good. Right. To everyone, myself and Robbie managed to bring the ship in. There's a bit of buckling. You're being knocked about, and this is the worst. It's the worst about touchscreen consoles is that you're trying to touch the thing, but the ship rocks and your hand moves and hits the wrong control. So you're trying to keep things stabilized. So
Please make sure to have your tray tables in an upright and locked position. And your seatbelts remain locked.
Elevated ahead.
The exits are at the front, two to the back.
This is your first officer speaking. We are encountering some turbulence.
Just Frank, make a roll on the tactical console there to make sure on a difficulty of 1 that you don't hit the wrong control to keep the structural integrity field maintained. So just which would be a control and engineering.
Control and engineering. Let's have a look.
Control and engineering.
12.
Bajoran Telecom, says Jerry Lynch. Just do the hands, Robbie.
I've been on too many flights in my life that I know that all by heart at this stage.
I prefer Jeannie's way of doing it. The exits are here, 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 anywhere. Keep your hands and arms inside the carpet. We're out of here.
Oh.
I keep rotating. Oh, that's King Crab.
Combination coffee maker and hookah will not break. It broke.
It broke. Frank, how are you getting on there with the tactical console? While I
get back into
variable in here. I'm logged out of roll 20.
Frank, if you want to make it easier on yourself, if you actually just hover over the die icon there that you can see on my screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the game there.
Closing tabs during an online game, not a great idea, folks.
Charlie.
We'll get there eventually. We're just bouncing through the atmosphere. It's all right.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. So I'm rolling. What did you say? Rolling 1 for. Let's see.
You're rolling 2d20. And it would be a control and engineering.
Isn't it? 12.
Yeah.
And I want everybody else on the cameras there to be doing their best Star Trek dancing in a rumbly.
Shake the camera.
Yeah, there we go. One success. Well done, Frank. You managed to keep the structural integrity going. Morgan, just give me a roll to keep the engines from blowing out.
Yep.
No, there are no micro fractures in section 3.
Nope.
What am I rolling against? Control and engineering, is it?
Yeah, control and engineering there for Morgan, yeah.
Okay.
And, very good. Well done, Morgan. Bonus momentum for Morgan. We're doing an excellent job of keeping the engines running. Antoinette, just you make a roll there of, what was it, Robbie? Reason and science?
Yeah.
Reason and science to keep an eye on the communication.
Keep the landing beacon locked in.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, looking for 2 successes.
Well done, bank of momentum. Look at you.
Woo.
All right, Robbie.
We've got 4 there now.
Okay.
You 4. Frank's too cool for turbulence. Yeah, Frank's got an inertial dampener on his chair.
Didn't install them for the rest of us.
Yeah, everyone's bouncing like this, going, yeah, okay. And we're all going down.
Trying to fly the ship.
Yeah, Frank's just sitting there at tactical going, what, you didn't install on your chair?
I told them to put seatbelts on their chairs, but they just didn't do it.
Look, flying the console, one-handed.
Could we do anything with the shields to make it a smoother ride?
You can definitely make an attempt there, Morgan. So Robbie, just make another roll of difficulty 3.
Oh, difficulty 3. Spend the momentum.
Spend the momentum. Difficulty 3. You're getting deeper into the ionization of the atmosphere. 2 successes.
Let's see if the ship's any good.
Does the ship help? Does the ship help?
Oh, yes.
Listen to the ship help. Oh. the gravitational eddy just knocks one of the wings, and Robbie manages to stabilize the ship before Lieutenant Kristopher's coffee goes all over her face. Morgan, so you want to re-engineer the shields there, so you're going to make a modification on the shields. Control and engineering, I would say. Under not the best of circumstances, so I'm going to say difficulty of 2 with a complication range of 19 and 20.
Okay. I'm going to use momentum on that. Is that?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay with everybody?
Yep.
Right. Oh, that's a +1. Sorry, I boned that one up. Sorry about that.
What's that? Oh.
I boned that one up. I added a +1 as opposed to a third dice.
Just roll an extra die.
Oh dear. Right.
Oh, Morgan, we have a complication.
Morgan gets a complication, and this is where parts of the game get fun. Yeah, Morgan gets a complication on that, right. So you have a complication. Let's see now. So Antoinette, just roll an easy one for you to keep a control on the landing beacon, and Frank, make a tactical roll just to what was it?
1.
1. You're fine. You kept locked on there, Antoinette. Right, Frank, make a. What was I made you roll again the last time? What was that?
For Frankie boy?
Yeah, what did I make him roll for? Can't remember.
Control
and engineering it was.
Right, do a control and engineering. Yeah. Yeah, for the structural integrity field. That's it. You're keeping structural integrity field. 2 successes from Frank. Well done. All right, so that's a momentum back. So it's 3 momentum. Morgan, well done for blowing out the stabilizers. So, Robbie, on your last approach through the bottom of the hey Shaz, Sharon Neal is there. Welcome along, Shaz. Robbie, so because of Morgan blowing the stabilizers on the Wave Rider, and I just rolled my eyes and I do my best to reroute power. But until we do that, to keep the ship stable, it's a difficulty of 4 with a complication range of 19 and 20 for you to get the ship down out of the bottom of this section of atmosphere.
Well, being the fool that I am, I have not been using my focus this whole time.
Okay.
One of my focuses is small craft.
Right.
So, and just in case anyone's worrying about me just throwing that out there now, I'm just going to put this out and say, there's my character sheet, and there's my small craft, and John can verify that it was there before now.
It was. I do have a copy of it. I do have a copy of it.
So, using the focus, it's... yeah, I will be using it for the final maneuver, just focusing on keeping the ship a little bit more stable. So,
okay.
Flipping around all the I like what you're doing there, sir.
So that's how we would be arranged on board the ship. Lieutenant Kristopher would be there somewhere as well.
So we're saying difficulty 3, reduced to 2 because of my focus.
Difficulty is 4.
Reduced to 3, sorry.
No, reduce to 3 because of focus.
Spending momentum for a die, and spending 2 for a second die.
Okie dokie. All right. So no more momentum left.
No.
Left.
Sorry.
Oh.
2 successes. 3 successes. No.
3 successes, yeah.
3 successes. Congratulations. You just barely make it because of the damaged stabilizers at the back of the ship, and the ship doesn't help at all. Well, the ship can't help because the ship's stabilizers are broken. So Robbie's there. Me and Robbie up the front of the ship. We're really hard trying to keep the ship stable because the stabilizer are offline and the inertial dampener. So really, everyone except Frank is literally losing their seats there. So whatever inertial dampeners.
Did you not get those bracers installed? There you go. They keep you in place.
So well done, Robbie. That's a good save there. Morgan will be having words later on maintaining the Wave Rider systems.
Something tells me there will be some maintenance going on, and it will be right on.
Right. We took those engineering kits with us.
Yeah, I think somebody will be having something else to do while they're on the planet surface. Okay, so well done, guys. You've made it through the atmosphere, and Robbie's brought you down. So you managed to. Let me see here. I just gotta get myself here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to transfer you guys to the above the system, above the site. All right. So this is where you are. This is where you're heading for. All right. So let me see here, and bing, boop. All right. There's the Wave Rider. No, she's not landed yet. She's just gotten through the atmosphere. So let's see here. I'm going to give Robbie. You have control of the Wave Rider. So zoom out there a little bit, Robbie, if you can. Oh God, she's in a flat spin already. I'm worried. He doesn't know where to land the ship. I know the stabilizers are offline. Right, so just before we land the ship, so we don't break a landing leg or a strut or something, Morgan, since you broke the stabilizers, I'd like you to make an attempted jury-rig repair, just so we can land the ship. So right. If you can do your engineering. Engineering and control and engineering.
Control and engineering or daring and engineering, because you are, or insight and engineering, sorry, because you are doing something that you're relatively familiar with.
Thanks for not using daring there. That's
not insight. Sorry, reason. It's a logical task of working out a repair. So control or reason.
I think Jerry Lynch has just compared us to flying with. He says Aeroflot. I think you mean Aeroflot, the Russian airline.
Okay, let's make that roll. One success.
Patrick Conran goes, when I said don't blow up the Cuchulain, I didn't mean go and find something else.
I'm really sorry.
We are nothing if not consistent.
What was that, Antoinette? What did you say?
Well, they were not happy for not blowing something up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. What are you? 70. Well, you didn't. You haven't successfully repaired anything there. It was a difficulty 2. So, but you didn't get any complications. So,
no, that's a
respect. It just made it really hard for me and Robbie to land the ship.
Everybody get ready. This is going to be a chongus landing.
Unless somebody else, Frank or Antoinette, unless you guys want to attempt to land the ship. Or, sorry, not land the ship, but attempt to make a repair.
I have up. So control and engineering. I only have 10 for that. What do you have, Frank?
Let's have a look.
Reason and engineering.
Or
control
and
engineering.
No, control. I would have 12.
Okay, Frank seems to be the better of the 2 engineers there. Let's sound to that.
What's the difficulty, John?
The difficulty for the repair, as we're being bounced around, is 2. A standard repair would be 1. You know what I mean?
Now, Frank, what are your focuses?
Let's have a look at the focuses. Spatial awareness, lead by example, team dynamics, astronavigation, and Starfleet protocols.
Nothing to help with repairs there.
No. Now, we could add 2 threat. to buy an extra die. Sorry, 1 threat to add an extra die.
Yeah.
Because we've no momentum to spend. And on a difficulty 2 task, it's no harm. It's not critical, but...
So the damage, or sorry, the roll for this is actually presence and engineering.
Presence and engineering. So what's your presence, Frank?
Presence is 9.
Okay.
So your engineering skill is...
What's
2.
the two?
So we're looking at 11.
11.
11.
I'd have 12 for that. I also have shuttlecraft operations as a focus, so maybe that
Ooh,
might help.
That will help.
that will help.
Yeah.
That definitely will help.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll be the better option then.
I think so.
All right. So Antoinette, you make a roll to see if you can. You're kind of assisting Morgan with the repairs, but really you've seen how he's not quite getting it. So you attempt to do it on your own console.
Oh yeah, sorry there.
Down for inputting it into our own keyboard.
We're using, oh sorry, 13. Okay. Do I add anything for the focuses? What way does that work again with the focus?
Would lower the difficulty by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Lower the difficulty. Okay, so I'll just roll 2.
Your difficulty now is only 1, and you get 1 and a complication. So you've managed to repair the stabilizers. Very good, well done. You've managed to repair the stabilizers. However, you've managed one of the struts, the landing struts, is now locked in position.
Well,
Robbie,
it's down.
you didn't lower the landing gear yet, Robbie. So we're still bound. The ship has now come through the atmosphere. The ionization, the rocking has stabilized. The ship's come in. It's a bit more smooth. It's all good. However, as Antoinette was trying to help Morgan fix the stabilizers, some of the power that she's rerouted has been rerouted, and she's blown a relay for the command pathways to the landing struts. So struts has
John, we got a red light on main gear 3.
Can I attempt to fix that again?
hit it.
Thump.
We've got a jammed landing gear.
I'm gonna do a Zephram Cochrane repair. Just
Ignore that.
Where to go out?
Frank, place the bulb. Frank, you're the only one left without having taken a turn this time. See if you can make your repairs on yours, presence and engineering.
Alrighty. Let's see. What did I say? It was 11, wasn't it?
mm-hmm.
Patrick Conran's going, we get you there in one piece. One big flat piece. Right, fantastic. Frank has managed to repair the. Robbie goes, John, we've got a red light on landing gear 1. Myself and Robbie go, it's nothing, it's fine. And Frank goes, I can take care of that. Beep, beep, beep. And Frank manages to lower the landing. And then I go, okay, Robbie, lower the landing gear. And let's put her down.
Quickly.
choose a landing spot there, Robbie, and let's put her down easy. I think we've had enough panic there just outside the end of the ship. All right, so since everything's repaired, just to put her down is a difficulty of 2.
What are these blue things here, or the purple things here, John? Are they?
They're power lines.
No, thank you. Think we'll put her down.
That's a rock. I wouldn't put her near the rock.
I'm gonna put her down right over here.
Rock.
Don't forget, Robbie. We've got the Argo in the back, and we
that's fine. There's a nice sheltered area we can put the Argo in the camping gear. We're
okay,
fine.
all right, fair enough. All right, make a roll.
Difficulty 2, con and engineer, con and control, or con and daring for this fantastically daring landing near rocks. No. Con and control. So 12. Difficulty 2. John, have a threat.
Have a throw. Oh, thank you so much.
Because we're going to want the extra die.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm glad I spent that die.
Oh yeah, good. So Robbie, you managed to you put the ship down very calmly. Nice work after all the things that were going so wrong into the atmosphere with a bit of a bounce and a few things broken. But just before Robbie puts the ship down, you managed to just nicely just. All right. Okay. So, I look over and go, well done. Secure from flight positions. Batten down, open it up, and let's get the cargo offloaded and go greet some Bajorans. Frank, I believe you're up. That's your job.
Okay, let's go see who's in charge here.
All right. So down on the aft section of the ship, there are two. And I will say this now. I apologize to the ladies out there, but as I was looking for Bajoran artwork, all I could find was Kira Nerys. So I was getting a bit frustrated. So I don't have any female tokens at the moment, but I do have female characters. All right, Frank. So Robbie, just zoom in there on the aft of the ship.
Oh. Hello. Oh, welcome to our ship, sir.
And let me. Oh yeah, I need to.
Oh, John, you're awfully big there.
No, like, hang on a second. So I'm up here. I'm in there. Let me just go on. Let me actually hang on. Where'd everyone go? I had you all in here. So we grab your characters. You're going to look huge, but I'm going to have to transfer them. And where'd they go? There we go. All right. Y'all should have control of your characters, and you should be. I don't know if you guys can shrink them.
Nope. All I can do is spin myself right round.
Right round, baby. Right round, like a record player. Round, right. Yeah. Let me just. There we go. And order. Oh, wait, it's not moving.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to resize you for the map. Okay. Okay. So Frank, as the door comes down on the back of the ship, you hear that noise that from Next Generation of the motors of the door, and it opens up and lowers down, big ramp. Frank is the first person to exit the ship, and in front of you, you meet two Bajoran men stand ready to greet you. And one is dressed as a Bajoran Vedic, and the other one is dressed in Bajoran civilian attire. And everyone else is, let's see here. Yes, there we go. Does it still have? Let me just.
Ooh.
Okay, and just organize this for a second.
Yeah.
Are you moving the what?
I was trying to move the Argo.
As you step off the ship, Frank, suddenly it jolts to the right. You're like, what the fuck happened there? No.
Sorry, thruster malfunction.
Why does this keep happening?
Why does this keep happening? Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, there's some extra bits and pieces I have here that I'm just switching over, and giving control to. So there you go. Alrighty. There you go. All right. So, so Frank, you trundle out, and everybody else trundles out as well. Lieutenant Kristopher, she follows you out, and you're greeted by a Bajoran Vedic, which you think is a little bit unusual. But he greets you calmly. He's not an old Vedic. He seems to be a middle-aged, or around the age of late 30s. Bajoran Vedic. He doesn't wear the Vedic helmet. He's a bit more like Antos Boreal, where he's just got his hair out. He's from that element. I suppose the less orthodox version of the Vedic, whatever province he's from. He's got the usual kind of gold material, the flowing garb, and his compatriot has a kind of heavily knit jacket. Heavily knit, looks like similar to wool, but quite thick jacket. Standard pants and standard boots and stuff. Both of them supports the religious Bajoran earring on their right ears. And the Bajoran, the Vedic, walks up and he goes, "Greetings, I am Vedic Jarda Eros, and this is my colleague from the transport Rune. As you can see, as you flew over the state of our ship, but I must say first, Captain, it's a pleasure to see you. We thank you so much for your effort in helping us." So he goes, "There's only a small number of us here, only about 20 of us here. We are doing our best to stay alive in this rough area, but I think we're doing quite well. We mostly come from Recantha province on the Bajoran northern hemisphere, and many of us have in the past been farmers. That is until the sad days of the Cardassian occupation."
Okay, well, thank you for that. As captain of this exhibition and XO of the USS Cuchulain, we're delighted to come here to render assistance. Where would you feel you need our assistance most urgently at this time?
He goes, if you zoom out there, Robbie, a little bit. He said, if you will follow me, Commander, this way, we have our small settlement, beyond which we have created 2 small patches of farming arable land. Much of it was tilled with our own hands, and we have managed to reclaim some of the soil by replicating proteins and nitrates with the small replicator that we have, and through this we have managed to create some small amount of arable land. So if you will follow me this way, please. So he starts walking across this way to the path, and Frank, you walk with him, and his friend comes with you, and 2 other people come to help you at the Waverider, guys. So I'm in the cockpit. I'm securing the ship. So where is everybody at this moment?
I'm basically in the cargo bay, loading the gear onto the back of the Argo.
Okay. Morgan, where are you? What are you up to?
I'm kind of thinking that somebody should go with the XO.
Okay, so Morgan, you want to go with Frank? All right.
Well, our new expert lieutenant should be joining me anyway, that's for sure.
And Lieutenant Kristopher is coming along with you as well. She's listening in.
I'm going to stay. I can save the ship here and maybe speak to the 2 other Bajorans that are here.
Okay, so you're chatting to the Bajorans. All right, Robbie. So for this particular moment, as Frank walks off talking to the Vedic with some of the crew, roll to back out the Argo safely.
What are we saying? Control and con again, yeah?
Yep.
Cooly booly.
Difficulty 1.
2 successes.
2 successes. Bank of momentum.
Yep. While that's going on as well, John, I would kind of nudge you and just say, do me a favor, just run a quick sweep with the sensors, passive only. Just make sure there's nothing we didn't spot on the way down, will you?
Copy that. All right. So I get on that. So I mean, you use the comm badges for that to go from cockpit to cargo bay, and I go copy that, and I do so. Let's see here. Oh yes, it is.
Sensor sweep. So it is a
presence and science.
Yeah.
Yep, presence and science. Presence. I see nothing. I see nothing, and I also caused myself a complication.
Nice. As you irradiate yourself with sensor energy.
Yeah, exactly. So as I'm in the cockpit, and I go, "Oh fuck! I didn't turn that off. Shit, flow regulate." So I'm busy in the cockpit, you know, putting out a small cock up that I've made.
Yeah, no issues backing the Argo out, driving out because we backed her in, so it's just thump out onto the
onto the thing. Grant. So Robbie, you've done that nice and easily. Okay, so back over to Antoinette. Have you any questions that you want to ask the 2 boys?
Yeah, just I just say to them, your vet gave some great information about how you got your arable land up and going. Do you have any more info? How has the land been going? Is it enough to feed your colony? What you have at the moment?
Well, one of them pipes up, and he's a graying man in his 50s. Looks hardened. As if he's the guy. He's the type of man that would just walk over to a trailer and just start picking things up and carrying things around for you if you wish, because he's used to manual labor in that respect. You look at his hands and you surmise that this chap may have spent some time in a Cardassian labor camp, because his hands are both worn and beaten, but also giant and leather bound. They're just used to picking up rocks and stuff like that. So this chap is this chap is not any stranger to hard work. And he looks and he goes, well, it's I tell you what, it's the heat. Yeah, he's from America. I tell you what, it's no. He goes, it's the heat that will get to you in this area, and of course, being a Class H planet, it's the cold at night. I hope your ship has some decent heat heaters on board, and you've got some warm blankets. Yeah, we've done our best. We've managed to make some tools. John, I like this. Sorry, I'm just reading this comment from Andrew Brannigan. Yes, I eviled myself. That's how honest of a GM that I am. He says that out of some of the scrap and the debris, we've managed to make some tillable. We've managed to make some tools for tilling the land. So we're doing well. It's not easy work. The ground is harsh. We've used the waste reclamation system plus whatever we can, proteins and nitrates that we can replicate, and anything that we can gain from our water reclamation system on board the ship as well. You can see over there, just beyond the nose of your craft, you'll notice the power lines. We've transferred them across from the ship over to our settlement, and that's helping keep the pumps going for the irrigation that we have going through the 2 patches of land. There's only 20 of us here. I would hardly call it a colony per se, but it's a small settlement. We're just lucky to be out from under the thumb of the Cardassians. We've got, we're not too unused to hard work. We've gotten plenty of this tilling land and soil for making our own food that we can, consume ourselves and not for anybody else. Actually makes the work somewhat enjoyable compared to being under the sight of a laser rifle or something like that. Any other questions, you guys? No?
No, just I suppose I just kind of point to the pile of gear in the back of the Argo and goes, where's the best spot for me to set up with the, well, A, the camping gear, and B, the actual generator here?
Possibly he gets on a small comm unit and asks a question to the guys, Frank and the Vedic. Frank, you hear a communication, not to the Vedic, but to the chap behind you, who seems to be kind of like the foreman leader of the group. And he asks, where shall we put the stuff? And he suggests that the generator goes down near the water pump, so we can siphon power from the same area as the pump, depending on what the needs are of the crew as they're doing the engineering, where they need to put the generator so that it can have the best effect over the two fields. So even if that involves possibly moving or installing some new power cables or rerouting that type of stuff to build a line down so that the whole of the generator can encompass both fields. So that's probably the best thing to do. So Robbie, the generator will still be on the back of the truck for the moment, Robbie.
Yeah, just moving my truck down.
So Robbie's playing with his truck. And Antoinette, you are offloading gear with the two boys up here, while Robbie's driven down. And it's probably best. One of them tells you it's probably best to
drive at high speed right through the middle of the settlement. Yeah.
Yeah. So Robbie does a handbrake turn, goes left, breaks through Frank and the Vedic as they're having a quiet conversation. Handbrake, the wheel spins down and then handbrakes a 90-degree parking maneuver with the very delicate interfacing generator on the back.
I will never understand the human's need for excessive velocities.
So if you if you just leave if we move the gear over to the silo over, but don't put it too close to the cliffs. Keep it closer to the settlement.
Over yonder.
Yeah, exactly. So Frank, you're in the middle of the settlement. Obviously, you've passed a big silo with a blue roof. And you walk in. Morgan, you stand in the middle of the settlement. It's a very dusty settlement. They seem to have used local sandstone to build their small huts using temporary materials and sheets of debris from the ship as temporary roofs. The Vedic continues to explain that. Somebody's got some feedback there. So the Vedic explains that there isn't as much, there's not particularly any rainfall on this planet. It's Class H planet. It's pretty arid. There's very little even of ice on the polar caps. But using the technology that they have been able to scrap together is why they've been able to keep this little settlement going. So any sort of extra technological help that the Cuchulain and this away mission can give them will be of great help. We've been under the thumb of the Cardassians for so long. We were very lucky to be able to abscond in this transport. Unfortunately, she was an older and weaker transport and didn't quite make it to the surface it was with the Prophet's grace that we were able to launch the beacon in orbit. And again, it was through the grace of the Prophets that it was the Federation that picked up our signal and not the Cardassians. Every time we sent that signal, that is the risk that we took. But we've just gotten to a point where we have realized that everybody is healthy enough that our food stores for the coming winter in this part of the planet just won't keep us. We need to increase our crop yields to create more food. As you can see, these are our sleeping quarters here on the left. We have a small air conditioning unit out the back to help purify and keep the dust out of our small abodes here. Over to behind us, you can see our silo, and to the right here, you can see that we have a small community center or control center. We use this as a control relay to the ship, as the interior of the ship is quite destroyed. There's not really much left of it. So whatever control panels we have, obviously we haven't been able to move the small warp reactor from inside the shuttle or inside the transport, but we've transported the power out and into this area, and this is where we control it from. So he moves you on down and brings you to the edge of the fields. And at this particular point, Lieutenant Kristopher becomes even more enthused and comes up behind you, and she comes up and is amazed with how green things are looking in the area. She's quite pleased. And she starts. She asks if she can step into the field to check it. Vedic and the foreman turn around and go, "As long as you don't mind getting mud on your boots, please feel free. Just watch where you step and don't step on the plants." So she wanders into the field. She steps into the field and starts scanning with her tricorder. She seems quite pleased with the situation. Robbie, just as they arrive on the field, you're at the Argo with the device, and you could probably do with some more help to help get you down off it.
Hey, Morgan.
Yep. On the way.
Give me an Elham with this.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So you begin to set up, and it takes some time. You set it up. Frank, you're chatting away to the Vedic, and this is a time for everybody to be asking questions. Asking questions. Does anybody want to do anything?
I suppose myself and Morgan stick down the old generator and the microfusion reactor.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how they irrigated the land, if it's such an arid planet. It's just me and Robbie who are talking about that.
Where's the irrigation system, and is there any existing? I suppose the microfusion reactor is going to be useful as a backup power supply, but is there a more constant supply of energy that's not, fuel limited?
Yeah.
So you guys can chat to the foreman if you wish.
I'm still waiting for the Vedic to tell me where he needs our assistance most. What does he want us to focus on?
Well, he says, well, I believe with this new device that you have, it would be great if you can help us increase the yield of these two fields here. This is our main focus of our settlement. It's really to whatever you can do in this location.
Morgan, you're more an engineer than me.
Yeah.
It's the best spot for this thing. Get the best coverage over the two fields.
I'd say in the center, between the two fields, maybe I'll just walk over towards where
Yep.
I think.
Yep, go ahead, Mark. You control your
Hang on.
character.
Actually, after. That's not the thing. I need to zoom down. Ta-doo.
There, John, just to be sure, there's not like an asymmetric generation profile on this thing. It's just a sphere. It's the standard radius or
So yeah, it's
standard diameter.
yeah, it's just going to be a spherical thing. So.
I'd say in and around here would probably be.
Okay. Then around there somewhere. All right. So between yourselves and a couple of Bajoran workers, you managed to move it on down and start bringing it in. So the only thing what you'll need to do, you might get it up and running with the micro fusion generator that you brought. Eventually, it's going to have to be connected to the system. So how do you want to go about doing that?
Hey, you're the engineer, dude.
Do we have any cabling? Did we bring anything to? I have
Okay. You could ask the Bajorans if they have anything that they can take from the ship for whatever it is that can be done. Surrounding you, there's little dikes going around the water system, which is pumping out from the waste management system of the ship and the settlement. So obviously they've cobbled together an irrigation system by using the what they had from the waste replication system and infusing it with some potassium and nitrates from the replicator, the small replicator that they have, and that's been able to flow through the system.
Genius.
It's good to see that they've taken lessons from the 31st century Starfleet. So
31st century, okay.
well, I mean, don't you know what everything on a starbase is replicated from?
Oh yeah.
Is there just a worker there? Like a Bajoran worker is with us. It's not the foreman and it's not the.
No, the
Vedic.
foreman's up talking with the Vedic. You've just got a worker there.
Yeah. Okay. Can I? I'm gonna ask him about the getting some cabling or something that we can.
All right. He nods. Yeah. He goes. Yeah. No problem. That might take a couple of hours just to go and grab what we need. And he starts asking you engineering questions about the baud ratio and how much power are you going to fold through and all that type of stuff.
And we answer expertly.
Yes.
And Morgan answers like he knows what he's talking about.
I'm sitting there going, this is classified technology. We shouldn't be sharing, but hey.
All right. So you all, so you're doing your best to install, and as per any episode of Star Trek, goes through a montage of Robbie with his sleeves rolled up and people walking around, laying things down. You could even have the A-Team soundtrack going as you start building stuff and plugging things in.
It's more like the MASH soundtrack, if we're honest. So eventually after a couple of hours of toiling with your sleeves rolled up and everything, before the montage starts, the Vedic says, if you'll excuse me, I have duties to attend to. I'm sure the residents will be able to help you with whatever you need. And he wanders back up to the village, where there's presumably more people. Antoinette, everybody would be down in the fields at this particular stage, unless you're staying with the ship.
No, I was going to say I'm going to go down the next.
Okay.
So
I
have to go down.
Yeah. So everyone's down around. So just to do the thing of setting something up, everybody give us a control and engineering roll, just to make sure everything's plugged in the right place and all that.
Control and engineering or reason?
Control and engineering, yep.
Do we want to use reason as well, John, just for those who might be engineers?
You can indeed.
Cool. 13 for moi.
It's all one rolling there. Antoinette, you successfully got a computation. Well done.
Lovely.
Robbie got a success. You're all there, Robbie.
2
Morgan
successes.
got a success. Oh, Frank got a success. So Frank gets a momentum.
Nice.
Well done, Frank.
Nice.
Right. So is everyone rolled there? Very good.
We all got
So
one success.
Antoinette, Antoinette, you let me see here. Antoinette, take 3 stress from an electric discharge.
Oof.
But you're fine. You're not injured. You just 3 stress from an electric discharge, and then you go. That's
I'm okay.
positive. Put that in the negative. So, well done. Okay, everybody. So the interfacic generator is set up. Lieutenant Kristopher comes over, and what you've also built is each field gets a small. The whole area gets a small portal. So, like on the ship, the way it's controlled is you walk through the doors, and every door on the ship contains that particular area. So, for this, you created just little arches. Like force field arches for people to walk through. So get ready for so Frank, who are you going to delegate to be the first guinea pig to step sideways?
Would have to be Lieutenant Kristopher.
She's not.
Not risking any of my own crew.
She is your own crew.
Risk is our business. I'll do it.
This is our business. All right, send in the security man.
All right, so Robbie's going in. So Morgan, as the engineer, what I need you to do is make a reason in engineering or a control in engineering roll to boot the system up safely.
Okay, I'm gonna go control and engineering.
All righty. Don't mess this up.
I'll certainly try not to. My rolls have been so bad.
2 successes. Yay, well done. Thank you, momentum. All right, Robbie. All right, Robbie, are you just going to step through, or do you have anything in your hands, or what are you going to do?
Well, obviously, tricorder out. Create an uplink to Antoinette's tricorder just to monitor environment, and uplink to the Argos computer just to reference baseline.
All right, so as Morgan successfully boots up the system, a slight energy pulse circles out, and you wouldn't really see it, but there's an energy dome starts to build out around the area, and actually it's probably best that you guys all stand outside the fields. And I'm just gonna move you out here, so everybody's watching, and put generator here in the middle, and Robbie, so you are here. As you're about to enter, you're about to do the whole thing Data was doing in Time's Arrow.
Yep.
All right. So okay, are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
All right, so you step through.
Before I do, just to check the uplink to the Argo. John, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Just verify tricorder uplink.
Tricorder uplink. Telemetry is coming in stable. Just to let you know, Robbie, that there's... I'm just getting some unusual readings around on the cliffs. Wasn't there before, but I'll keep an eye on it. Just keep going what you're doing.
Copy that.
All right.
Check the phasers, actually,
Okay. So...
We're going to send our soldier through this thing with something that's going to happen.
So, Robbie, so you ready? You're a bit set through the force field, and
Yep.
you go through, and nothing happens. So Robbie's through. Robbie starts to. Robbie phases out and disappears into a slight another pocket universe. and you communicate back to everybody else and to me in the cockpit of the Waverider and go, Robbie, seems that things are stable there, safe enough in there. Any visible differences?
I mean, it's slightly blue, but
yeah,
kind of expect a bit of UV shift.
So, so as you go in there, Robbie, you see every now and again you see a spark across the sky, which you roll insight and science. And you change your own lighting. Very good. I love
it. Insight and science, you say?
Science, yeah.
Insight at 9 and science is 1. I'm gonna spend. What's the difficulty on this, John?
It'll be just 1.
Cool. Insight is 9 and science is 1, so that's 10.
And this is where Robbie stalls and crashes. The video's gone, but I can still see
he's still working.
He's still working away. See, this is what happens. Robbie has actually gone into another
unit.
He's
phased.
He's phased now. We can't see him, but we can still see what his telemetry's doing. 1 success. Okay, Robbie. So you figure as you're scanning with your tricorder, and you're used to doing this, working with me on board the ship, and you see so what you're starting to see is while in the normal universe, we don't really see the ionization in the atmosphere, but once you start to step sideways, now you're starting to see those electrical fields in the atmosphere flying across, flying across the sky in steps. This is 001. So confirm 001, Robbie. All good in there?
Yeah, it's just a little tingly.
Tingly. Okay. So permission to go inside, says Lieutenant Kristopher to Frank.
Yeah, Robbie seems to be fairly happy, so yeah, send her in.
All right, so she goes in. And so Lieutenant Kristopher sidles up beside you, Robbie, and asks to see your readings. And she starts taking out her own readings for a scientific thing. And she comes over to Colm and says, it seems everything seems to be very similar. The crops aren't growing here. This seems to have been a good sidestep. Another few percentage off on this one. We might be able to set up another one. But the blue light has me concerned. We may have to install some sort of. We may have to analyze the light more for photosynthesis here.
A couple of infrared generators, and we should be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we might have to make some of those from materials from the ship, or send for some people.
Morgan.
Yep.
Just do me a favor. Just adjust the phase discriminator by 3 points.
Okay, if you're going to make a modification, just roll your reason and engineering.
Difficulty 2, just because there's 2 of us in here.
Yeah, don't fuck them up by locking them into that.
Yeah. Okay. No. Oh. No.
So Robbie,
why did you tell me to do something?
As the portal behind us just snaps shut.
So so Morgan, you just blew a relay in the generator. So Robbie, you see, you notice that you've actually slipped sideways, 0.004. You've slipped two universes sideways, or 2 sections sideways, and the portal has fizzled, and it doesn't seem to be open. You can't see anybody through it. You're now locked in there. And also in the sky, you notice that the energy in the sky is a hell of a lot more active in this variance at 004. So, and roll reason and science. Roll your reason and science.
Reason is 7 and science is 1. This is not going to be good.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to spend the momentum for an extra die.
Running momentum. Okay.
Yeah, so we have 1 momentum left. Reason is 7 and science is 1.
Okay, so it's only a difficulty 1.
Yeah, but my target is 8.
Ah.
No successes.
You don't notice anything. All right, you're too busy looking at the ground and looking at the portal, and you really don't notice much more of anything. You're more now kind of going, ah, shit, we're stuck. All right, so let's see, Morgan. So you've just locked Robbie in and Lieutenant Kristopher and separated the group, and he's now trapped in an alternate a pocket universe just in front of you. As you all stand around behind your tricorders and a small control unit at the Argo. Frank, what would your orders be at this particular point?
Well, for engineering and science to try and figure out how we're going to get them back out of that pocket universe, obviously.
The medic wanders up and starts, and how is everything going?
Fine. Go back to your
fine here.
Let you know when we have an update.
We're all fine here now. How are you? So, right, okay, Antoinette and Morgan, I'll give you a chance right now to try and do some repairs. Frank, you have constantly watching, don't you?
I have, yes.
Frank has.
Constantly watching.
Frank has.
No, constantly watching.
Do you have constantly watching or something like that?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Thought you had constantly watching. Oh, okay. Okay, so, but Antoinette and who's going to take the lead on that repair there? Antoinette seems to do a better job on the bridge of the Wave Rider than Morgan when he broke the stabilizers. So, what are we? Frank, make a insight and security. Sorry, presence and security roll, please.
Presence and security roll.
Presence and security roll. Difficulty 2. Thank you. And Morgan and Antoinette start queuing up some engineering roles and decide who's going to be the main engineer and who's going to assist, or if you have anything else that can kind of help get Robbie out of Pocket Universe.
Yeah.
Is it reason and engineering or control?
Be reason and engineering.
Reason. So I have 13 for that.
I've got 14. It's my rolls have just been terrible today. It's
2 successes there.
It should be.
Good.
Nice, Frank. Nice. Well done.
Stuff, Frank.
So, while Morgan and Antoinette set up their roles and input them, Frank, you notice that up around the if you just zoom out there, Robbie, on the map, please. All the way. Yeah. So, Frank, you notice that there's rocks and not boulders, but stones are, falling down and echoing around the cliffs.
Jawas.
Yeah. So, and a giant sandcrawler comes rolling around. So, you notice that there's there's a strange kind of silence has happened. So it could be the fact that the energy pulses from the generator just knocked the stones out of the way. So, but you notice that. Okay, guys, make that roll, please. Apologies while I'm eating.
Nice one, Antoinette.
Okay, I got 2 successes with the engineering.
Okay, well done.
And I got 2 successes.
Morgan! Oh, yes. Very
Finally,
good.
I did something right.
Yay. So,
Okay.
you successfully managed to figure out the problem. Robbie, make an insight and presence and science roll, please.
Oh. Dump. Boop. Yes.
Well done. Right, you bank a momentum. In your phase variance, Robbie, you look up as you're looking around and scanning not just this ground. You see the scan the sky that you notice that there's the energy in the sky is all traveling one direction. So
I'm assuming it's traveling this direction.
No, it's not traveling towards you, but it's traveling. Yeah, it would on the map that we're looking. It would be traveling more on a southeasterly direction across your head. You're down in the fields, so it'll be diagonally across the field. So you across the static, Robbie, you can still talk to everybody, but it's just at a very kind of warbled communication. So
still have communication.
So Morgan and Antoinette, see if you can reopen the portal. And Frank, what are you up to? What are you doing?
At the moment, I think I've been trying sensors over to that rock face to find out what the hell's going on there.
Okay, so Frank, you open up your tricorder and you start walking over. So Frank, move your character or your avatar to where you think you might need to go. Oh, you're going to all the way over there, are you?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to say it's going to take an extra turn to get all the way over there. So I'm going to put you here, okay?
You ready?
Morgan and Antoinette, just make your rolls again.
Okay.
Well done, Morgan. Morgan's fixed his part of the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I just trip over. Fall on my face.
It's okay, you didn't break anything this.
No.
Or trap somebody in another dimension.
I mean, what's a Sunday night if you don't trap somebody in an alternate dimension?
Yeah. So,
Just remember, there are only 5 dimensions. Everybody knows.
All right, Frank, get ready for another scan there. Don't forget, you can also ask for the help from the Wave Rider. It's perfectly functioning.
Okay, so that would be control and what?
No, it would be insight and science.
Insight and science?
Insight and science, yeah.
Okay, this is 10. Yeah.
All right, how are we getting on? Whoa, well done, Frank.
3 successes,
Nice.
Frank. Nice.
Well done. Bank of momentum there, Frank. So, Frank, you've reading your tricorders and scanning the rocky cliffs. You see that there's seems to be some movement in the cliffs, and as things you're looking around, you start to see some weak life signs, on your tricorder. And Morgan and Antoinette, you got nothing, did you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Morgan, you're doing okay. So Antoinette, you still need to get your thing sorted. Robbie, until Antoinette has sorted herself out, you're still trapped with Lieutenant Kristopher. And Frank, you start to notice that there's some movement on the cliffs. So what do you want to do?
Well, if there's any security team that the Bajorans might have, that we can get them to go and have a look at what's going on there. While we're trying to get Robbie and Lieutenant Kristopher back.
There's no security team.
They've no one that they would send out to, scout the area.
Well, do you want to go back and talk to them?
Well, let's do that then.
Okay. So if you wander, you can wander back and meet the Vedic in the town. So the Vedic meets you and goes, "Is everything all right, Captain?"
No, my sensors have picked up some strange activity there at the rock face, but two of my team are stuck in a pocket universe. I need you to send some people to scout the area.
I might be reluctant to do that, Captain. It's probably what we would call on Bajor a paluku.
Well, it may be for the safety of your own people that you might need to do this. As soon as we get our security officer back, we will be able to aid you in that. But for now, I would suggest sending someone just to scout the area.
He goes, I will put some. I will let some of the settlers know to be on the lookout. But they tend to keep to themselves, unless perhaps this new device has alerted and awakened them. And as he says this, two of the lads head over and go looking. And just around the back of the silo, oh no, wrong button. There, come on, where's the button? Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, just at the just around the back of the silo, a Paluku appears. Another one. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So a Paluku, if you can zoom in there, Robbie. Two unfortunate chaps up in the top corner.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'll just increase the size of one so you can see it.
Yeah.
Yes. So nice.
So for the moment, Paluku attacks one of the Bajoran workers, and a giant Bajoran Paluku is obviously a spider. So this spider is got legs that are about a meter long, and with a big hook on the side. Obviously, that's how they climb up and down the cliffs. And the Paluku attacks the first chap, and we'll call him Cannon Fodder 1. Right, okay. The Paluku attacks. Gets that. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. And he knocks out the first guy. So there's a Bajoran. He's prone on the ground. So he's being nommed on by Paluku. And the second guy, who is over here, he also gets jumped on by Paluku, and he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's not too bad, but he's also knocked down, and he's now got a spider on top of him. All right, okay. So that's their go for the moment. Antoinette.
I'm still rolling for my engineering.
You still have to fix it. What Antoinette still has to do her engineering job to try and get Robbie out of the pocket universe. Morgan, what are you doing?
Can I help Antoinette?
You can assist Antoinette, so that'll be an extra die, 1 die for Antoinette. Frank, what are you up to?
Well, I'm stuck there. I think I might see if I can phase the ass off those 2 spiders.
Alrighty, okay. And Robbie, what do you want to do in your trapped little universe?
I am going to use my security collaboration skill.
Okay.
To make sure that Antoinette is getting an uplink from my tricorder.
I got 3.
So that she can get a better sense of what's going on both sides to try and establish the gateway.
Okay, so you're trying to reduce her difficulty by 1.
Pretty much.
Okay, all right. So
well, I rolled 3 successes.
You rolled 3 successes?
Yeah.
Well done. And 3 successes. So you needed 1. You get 2 momentum. Morgan, did you roll to help her there?
I did not. We got 3 dice.
How did you? You rolled 3 dice after that, did you?
Yeah,
that was the 1 dice.
Let me roll that again.
Okay, let's just reverse all of that. So, indeed, you did not get 2 successes. You got 1,
No.
which means that you've managed to establish the thing.
I think I did the extra dice for Morgan. For Morgan that time, so by accident.
Right. Okay.
That's right.
So you've managed to create a complication for yourself.
Lovely. I love those.
But you've successfully opened the portal. Robbie, I would suggest diving through that portal very quickly.
I shall barrel roll.
Grab the lieutenant as well.
So, fitness and security, Robbie.
Indeed, fitness and security. Oh, this is my wheelhouse right now.
Robbie, grab the
Yeah, I'm
lieutenant
going to
as well.
grab Lieutenant Christopher and pull her through with me.
Yeah, okay. So, mate, that's it. If you're going to not just do yourself, you're going to try and push her or pull her through, grab her hand or something. It is. You need 2 successes for that.
I'm going to spend the momentum just to be on the safe side.
Momentum spend.
Oh no!
No.
Oh dear.
Hang on.
All right. So you trip up and fall flat on your face.
1 sec, John. I think I have a thing.
You can spend a determination or something.
I can, but I need to make sure that my. Sorry, 1 sec. Sorry, 1 sec. The Resolute. Never mind. Resolute doesn't do the job I need to do. But I am going to use my my value. So I'm going to spend a determination using my value that I know that sometimes venturing into the unknown requires a daring leap of faith.
Okay.
So with my determination spend, I believe it allows me to do a thing that's really handy.
Determination. What's it called?
It's just spending my determination.
So you can have perfect opportunity, moment of inspiration, surge of activity, or make it so.
So I'm going to use surge of activity to get us through anyway. Reduce the difficulty.
The most useful. A character may immediately perform another task as soon as this one is being resolved.
Yep.
All right. So you can roll again, and that's your determination spell.
Sorry, 1 sec. So we're rolling 2. There we go.
And you're fine. So you dive through the portal.
Almost kind of trip, but a little bit, and then still recover and.
Well, you trip and dive roll through the portal with Lieutenant Christopher hot in your heels, drag it. It's more like you went to drag her, slipped as she ran forward, and then dragged you through.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. Right. So as you do, Robbie, just through the village, you see the two Bajorans are being nommed on by some giant spiders. And as you look at your tricorder, you notice that there are more appearing around the place.
Fun.
So there's a few. You hear kind of the echoing scratches of heavy hooks on the cliff faces as they seem to as more come down. Something has agitated them.
O'Brien to Wave Riders, seal up the rear door, seal the hatches. We've got unknown alien life forms incoming.
Copy that, Robbie. I got them on the scanners. So I close up the Wave Rider, and I'm still on the Wave Rider. And you have there's a bunch of spiders knocking around. So as the spiders start creeping across and kind of seeing that, oh well, obviously this is all different. This is my home. I don't like these intruders or this new thing. So they're moving across the floor, and over the comms, I also go, guys. I don't think spiders are our only concern. I've got a massive energy buildup making its way this direction. I don't know what it is, but there's something coming. So with that, Robbie, make a note that there are 3 momentum for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And 9
Right.
All right. And I'll leave it. We'll leave it there for this week.
Trust you to leave it at a cliffhanger.
We shall leave it there for this week. So well done, everybody. Get the bug spray. Get the bug spray. Says Sharon. Gillian Newman is playing the role of one of the spiders. Num 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 num.
I swear to God, I'm gonna have to get my Lirpa at this stage and just go full arena of Vulcan on this stuff.
Patrick Conran says, Robbie, you had one job.
Okay, guys.
It's our business.
Let's get those bugs.
Morgan's ready. Morgan's ready for the bug hunt.
Let's go.
Just another bug.
I have to focus on biology.
So Morgan, you agree with my...
That's the crossover we all want to see.
Morgan, you agree with my theory that we should just take off and nuke this site from orbit, yeah?
It's the only way to be sure.
Nice. My alien gear is down a Wicklow. So thanks very much to everybody out there who has been chiming in, and everybody out there who is joining us in the comments. It's always appreciated. It helps when people are out there. We know that you're out there, and we know that you're watching. So that's been great. Jerry Lynch says, "Call in the Starship Troopers."
Starship Troopers.
I read that.
You were about to say, "Call in the Stormtroopers," didn't you?
I was going to say, yeah. I lost my heart to them a long time ago.
So call in the Starship Troopers. So yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of that. So guys, thanks very much for joining us out there. Is there anything you guys want to say just before we finish for this evening?
Well, I'm hoping my focus on xenozoology will help us with the spiders next week.
You know what? That might help you with knowing what settings to put on the phasers to get through the carpet.
Yeah.
Setting 14, vaporize. That's
Vaporize. Kill.
I really hope we don't have to run anywhere.
If only we had If only we had a specialist officer on the wave rider who might be able to take off and just.
Well, when
melt
you've
them
always
with
been
phaser
looking
light.
around, I've been making pre-flight sequences. Like, while this has all been happening, I've been making way. I'm about to leave because I have to do a survey. So that's the last thing that's happening. Is like, Frank, you got the spiders, right? Because I gotta go. I got a mission to complete.
I don't like bugs. I'm.
Bye.
Nope.
Nope.
Maybe they just need a hug.
That survey just got cancelled.
The survey has just gone very more. So it's like, just to use a pun, I got a bug out.
Oh no.
There we go. We leave it there.
You're gonna leg it. I'll Asia them.
So we'll leave it there for this one. So keep an eye out on the Facebook page. I'm bugging out, Jerry. We're all bugging out for this evening, anyway. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for the announcements for when we can pick this up, because the guys have got some stuff to deal with now once they've gotten down to the planet. So if you've been enjoying it, let us know. If you have any more comments, keep them going. If you're watching after the fact, if you didn't catch us live, you can still continue to comment, and one of us will jump in and reply. But that has been episode 3 of the USS Cuchulain. And
Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ding the notification bell.
Exactly.
That's a thing, apparently, you have to go on YouTube.
Yeah, because this does go out on the YouTubes.
They point all the time.
There's a button here, and a button here, and a button here. And of course, all the comments are down below. Most of the comments that we'll read will be on our Facebook page, which is you'll find us as USS Cuchulain on Facebook.
Don't forget to read the excellent description in the doobly-doo.
Yeah, exactly. You can join us. We're members of Starfleet. If you out there in the world, if you've seen us, come join us on the Facebook page. And we will at some stage remember to check the YouTube page for comments too. So we'll leave it at that. Now we got to hit the button twice, I think, just to make sure it works at the end of the broadcast. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you again. Keep an eye out for announcements for the next one. Bye.
Bye.